So you quote Walt Whitman, and you talk about the multitudes of personalities, basically within all of us, and how the new day really helped you find yourself by being yourselves.
Yeah,
Can you expound upon that? And New Day was like your spark of creativity, and tell that story.
absolutely. Obviously we're apart now, those
Well,
dastardly
yes, I
ne'er do
know
wells.
those
But
evil.
I think I was someone
They're
for the
going through their own journey. Don't judge
yeah
them.
that they are. Yeah, in due time they'll figure it out. So I think I was someone who I struggled to kind of be comfortable in my own skin for the longest time, and also just coming from football, you have this helmet on. It's not really about your personality, and now suddenly in WWE, I first started in trunks, so I'm half naked in front of people,
Right.
and that's like that is it takes some
That's
time to get
daunting.
comfortable
Yeah.
with that, and even like when I first came up on the road, it took me a while to get my feet wet and feel comfortable, and trying to figure out for the longest time I wanted to be the serious person, and that didn't really connect the way I wanted to. And then thankfully, NXT, Dusty, God rest his soul, gave me the idea for the 5 count, which King Kong Bundy used to do.
Hmm.
And that gave me something that people really got into. But that's not something I got to do on the main roster. And started off with Dolphin AJ, and that went well, and I was done with that. Then I was on my own for a little bit, but I didn't have my thing yet. And then when the New Day started, it took us a while. It took us a long time. We've talked a lot about getting off the ground, but eventually in 2015, when we got to the point of really being able to try things, that for
And
me,
and you talked a little bit about the difference between being a heel and a babyface,
yep,
and the liberties you were afforded more as a heel, the entire group. How
yep.
and then like what did you get to do that then turned you back babyface?
Yeah, so I love when you don't have to when you can be an antagonist, you don't have to worry about trying to please people. So I think it just opens the door to being silly, to being obnoxious, to doing a lot of different things. So for us, that was a really incredible time in our careers where we just got to throw things at the wall. We really got to try different things. Like even bringing out a trombone and playing a
Right.
trombone is that is
Random.
bizarre.
I
There's so many
mean,
different things that we got to do. But it really for me, and I got out of this like this is who I am. I need to be in this box, and it really like it blew the doors off the box, and we just got to try things and so often they work, sometimes they didn't, but it really it sparked this idea for me of like I can be creative, I can have a voice here, I can try things that are outside of the box, and we all got addicted to that, and we just had this real like synergistic relationship where when the three of us got together and started putting ideas together, we had so much fun, and one idea like piled upon another idea, and that grew and blossomed, and we just had such a great working relationship together. So that freedom, I think, really connected with people. And I always say, like, we were terrible heels because we never really got booed. As soon as we turned, people were behind us because we were fun
yeah, you were entertaining and fun.
and we had a lot of fun. And then eventually we just carried that through as good guys. Just kind of tried to keep a lot of that same creativity, and that was such an incredible ride. And to have two partners who I just really thought the world of and have so much respect for, and they had the same trust in me. And having two guys who you respect so much trust you to come up with ideas and trust your voice really just opened so much up for me where I felt confident in being able to say, hey, I'm gonna come in with this idea. Let's try that. Hey, let's do a wrestling cereal called Bootios. Sure, why not?
Right.
Yeah, so it's
Who came up with Bootios?
so we saw there was a fan who brought a sign with the Wheaties box on it, and it had us. And we thought, oh, like what would it be like if
Right?
we were
What
to
would
have
your
a wrestling
cereal
cereal?
be?
What would it be? And at the time, we thought there were a bunch of like there's like a lot of slang that had kind of died that we thought was funny to us, like hey, your booty,
Booty.
like
Right,
it's just
right.
like booty being a
Booty's a
derogative.
great.
Right,
Oh,
right,
I
right.
thought it was a great word. It's
So
not.
so we decided to bring booty back because we're all children.
I
We're just
mean,
children. And we just decided I think it was Woods who asked me and Kofi separately what the name of the cereal should be, and we both separately said Bootios, and I was all right. That's
that's
Wow.
it.
Bootios.
Yeah.
And I have to give so much credit to creative services. I can't remember. We got to meet him, the name of the artist at the time who worked on it in the office. But usually we're very picky about our promos, about the creative stuff, about the layout of things. As soon as we saw that first design for the Bootios box, perfect. We had no notes. They nailed it. It was exactly what we wanted. So we were so thankful for that. And that's like more than anything in my career, I wanted to be a one of one. And, there are always going to be guys who are bigger than me, stronger than me, better talkers, better workers. But I always wanted to create something that was just different from anything else going. And it is so wild. We were just three guys trying to save our jobs. And to look back, to have this incredible 483-day tag title run, to break a record that stood for over 20 years, held by Demolition, to have this promo seg with The Rock, to have singles matches with Cena, to experience Kofi Mania, to have a serial, to do all the
Can,
things, to
can
host
you can you
WrestleMania.
talk about Kofi Mania and
Yep.
how that? So two things. I want you to talk about Kofi Mania and how it all, like, how did you guys really feel in the moment when you started to hear that chant and knowing how long and hard Kofi has just fought for this opportunity and it wasn't being given to him by the office or anybody else. The crowd, the audience, they are who demanded Kofi. I mean, they demanded Kofi Mania.
Yeah. No, Kofi's was one of those guys. Like at the time, I think it was 11 years of being on the main roster and had never had a world title match. And like Kofi's just one of those guys who always has a smile on his face, always did all the media, did everything asked of him, never complained, never buried guys. Just an example of a guy who did things the right way,
Consummate professional.
consummate professional, week in and week out for years and years and years. And I think he's just someone who's one of the most respected humans in this industry. And I think so often, like a guy like that is just someone who kind of gets put in the category of being a good hand. He can have
Mm-hmm.
great matches, but his ceiling is here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Woods and I just had so much respect for him, and we would always refer to him as our GOAT, just a shining example of who a pro wrestler should be and the way he should carry himself. And for us, like him getting that opportunity, unfortunately, Mustafa Ali gets hurt, and Kofi's just put in his slot and in that position, and immediately, like he took the ball and he ran with it, and people just got behind him. And I think there was just something that resonated with people because I think so many of us can recognize what it's like to do a good job, to represent your company well, but to only be here and to
To
feel
get
like,
overlooked.
okay,
Yeah,
I'm
the
getting
squeaky
passed
wheel
over.
always gets the grease.
Right,
I'm not
right.
like that. Why does that happen?
Right, I'm doing things the right way. I don't get in
Yeah.
trouble, but I'm only here, and I think that's why Kofi connected so much with people, and it was such a special time because it was so organic and it was so real, and those to me are the best moments in wrestling. And I
Mm-hmm.
love too that Kofi won the title at WrestleMania from Brian, from someone who had a very
Yeah.
similar story, a very
Yeah.
organic run. And yeah, man, that moment was so special. And actually to be here, so we're here across the street from MetLife, where Kofi won the title, where Kofi Mania
Right? Oh, I'm getting
really
goosebumps.
took off.
Yes.
Just to be here 6 years later is really incredible because it was one for the good guys. It was someone who did things the right way and was so talented and got his moment. And I love that. I love when our industry can provide something that feels so organic, that feels so real. I still think of
When they
that.
listen.
Yeah,
When the industry listens. Yeah.
absolutely. I still think of that video of Shad, God rest his soul, and an MVP of them crying, and like it's so easy for us in the industry to be jaded,
Mm.
but when they see Kofi win that title, and it's like you feel it, and like having his family in the ring as well to celebrate. I love when we step out of thinking this is entertainment, this is a show, and it is so visceral.
Mm.
And I think that connection with Kofi, he has a bit of like that everyman feel. Who's not the biggest, he's not the strongest, he doesn't come from a wrestling lineage, but someone who's just given his all, who's always wanted this, and to get to the height of our industry at WrestleMania and to beat one of the greatest of all time in Brian, it was just a really special moment. You see Woods too. I couldn't conjure any tears at the moment. Woods, just the tears are rolling
Oh.
for him because it meant so much to all of us, and just one of the best humans in this industry. And it's beautiful to see the good guys win.
And how important is culture to the new day? Because you talked about how it was basically a reflection of all the things you guys loved in pop culture
Yeah.
and the importance of culture
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
connection and
Very
resonating.
much so. And like there's so much that we did in nerd culture that we wanted to speak to. When we come out of the giant Bootios box is wearing the Dragon Ball Z
Yeah.
shells. But you wanna I think the more we can connect with our fans and like display our common interests, the better. So like pop culture is always something that we wanted to shine through in our wrestling gear, in our promos, and even just the culture of being three black men who wanted to tell the story of brotherhood. So often in factions, they're looking for someone who's gonna stab the other in the back or turn on each other. But we had never really seen a story like that. Like Woods and I went through this gauntlet match, an hour gauntlet match to a tag team gauntlet match to get Kofi that opportunity. And I never seen anything like that in wrestling.
Mhm.
Two guys who are gonna go through the fire to win someone else an
Right.
opportunity. It's not about
Usually they
us.
all turn on each other.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And actually, so we sat down yesterday for Fanatics Live with Lyra, and she talks about seeing Becky being in Ireland, and that's what sparked her to start training. Is when Becky debuts, because it's I see
See
another
myself.
Irish
Yeah.
woman who has made it and can do it. Let me follow in that path because I see it, and that's why I think representation matters in so many forms. Is when you see that three black men can do this together, and it's not about backstabbing. It's about our love for each other and our love for our profession, for our craft. So that's a story that we're really, really proud of. It wasn't about the backstabbing. It wasn't about who wants to be a leader as well. We always made it very clear there is no leader. We all wanted to be on equal footing as
And
well.
you were concerned about doing the voice in the beginning because you didn't want to be positioned as being
Yeah.
above them or anything like that. And they were like, shut up.
Yeah.
Right.
How could you
Yeah.
not? How could you not?
Yeah.
Oh my
mean,
God.
Right. It's
It's the best.
no. It's
Can you
because
do it?
I don't want to blow out your mic, but we'll see it. Okay.
Do it.
Come on now.
Okay. Oh, what's your story? Don't you dare be sour. Clap for Stephanie and feel the power.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
That's our new opening.
No, that has to be the
Literally.
new open.
Every
Please.
every episode.
Unfortunately, you hear my giggle in the back, but
mean,
like that is
part of it.
Oh my God! Thank you,
So
thank
good.
you,
Of
thank you,
course,
thank you. That
of
was
course.
awesome.